Okay, now we're going to quickly look at how to work with layers. I've already got a file existing here, and I do have 4 layers right now. I think I'll just start by showing you how to name your layers. If I double click on a layer name, you can see that it highlights, and I can just simply type in the name. And then when I'm done, I just hit my return key. If I want to create a new layer, at the bottom I have my new layer icon, and I can click that. And if I just pull this out a bit, we'll be able to read it here. Again, double click it. I'll just call it extra layer and hit my return key. And at this point I'll just show you how you can copy a layer and paste it. You're basically copying all the frames really and then pasting it into a new layer. And now I can highlight a complete layer by just clicking on the layer name area. You can see that it's all highlighted here. Now to copy the content of that layer, I can go over the timeline, over the highlighted selection here, right click, copy frames, and then highlight the destination layer, if you will, this blank layer that I just created. Go over the timeline section once again, right click, and choose paste frames. And if I click away here, you can see that it has copied all the content from the one layer and brought it to the next layer. Now if I wanted to reorder my layers, it's very simple. I can simply grab them. I usually click on the left hand side of the icon, and you can literally drag them up, and you can see a little indicator telling me where it's going to go. So if I wanted to put wheel at the very top, I can just drag that. If I wanted to grab extra layer and drag that to the bottom, I simply drag it and let it go. It's very easy to shuffle my layers up and down. And I can also delete a layer with it highlighted by, again, highlighting it. Click on the little garbage can icon, which is the delete icon. And as simple as that, it is gone. Now to lock or unlock a layer, you can see there's this lock icon up here. I would just click on the corresponding dot in the layer to lock that layer. So by clicking on these, I can no longer grab them. If I click on them again, I'm unlocking, and you can see there now it is can be selected again. So it's good if you don't want anything to move when you're done working with the items on that layer to lock them and just hold them in place. Now you see there's 2 other icons up here. The eyeball is basically show and hide layers. So if I want to hide that wheel while I'm working, I can just click there, and you see the red X going through it, and it has hidden it. It's still there, but it is hidden. And the hill, can hide that as well. Hide it all, and ultimately not see anything on the stage. So that's the show hide. And this third icon is basically, it's just to show it in outline mode versus full color mode. So if I just want to see the wheel in outline mode, I can click on there, and you can see an outline representing the graphics. But it does take less memory on the stage, and there may be a situation where that might be handy for me. So I can turn those off and on. Now if I wanted to turn them all off and on, I can just click on the icon above, and it affects all layers. And that works the same for the locks, and that works the same for the visibility. Okay, so I can either uniquely turn off the visibility, lock it, or put it in outline mode by clicking on the dots in the layer, or affect all layers by clicking on the icon at the very top here. Now one more thing I'd like to show you with respect to layers is a little helper to help you organize your layers if you're working in a file that has many layers. There is a feature called layer folders. So if I click on this new folder icon, I generate a folder. Yes, I can double click it and name it. I'll just call it parts for now and hit my enter key. And then I can actually put any layer I want into that folder by dragging it over top of the folder. So let's say I want to put the wheel, the hill, and the sun inside of parts. I grab them and drop them over the folder, and you can see that they are indented, which tells me that they're inside the folder. And then once inside the folder, I can restack them. It basically stacks them in the order that I drop them in. And then I can collapse that folder and just see it as a folder, or I can open it and see what's inside the folder. Also with that folder, I can actually lock the contents of that folder or hide the contents of that folder, or do something more dramatic, which is delete the whole folder. And it's telling me it will delete all the contents of that folder. I'm going to click no for now. But just so you know, you can organize things by folders. So you basically have a subcategory, if you will, in your timeline to keep things well organized. And that in essence is how we control our layers in Flash.